In this video, in this series, we're going to highlight Breakaway Live's application from Breakaway Audio. Breakaway, when you install Breakaway Live, will install 3 virtual audio cables called the Breakaway Pipelines. And there's an internal routing system I'll show you in just a second, but it allows us to get both desktop audio like YPLog, and I have an input, and all I have on my computer here is a microphone input. So we have a 555 generating a side tone that goes to a Hypermite CW bandpass filter. Then we take that through a audio isolation transformer to the microphone jack. Here are the paddles. Straight key. And I also have a K1EL keyboard, and the output of that from the K1EL keyboard device goes to key the 555, and here's what that sounds like. So all that's coming in. YPlog's working. Everything's going to the Mumble input. And let's do a bounce back test, a loop back test, and see how our signal sounds. So it sounds pretty good. And let's go to a CW file and listen to that. Okay, so that's working too. So Breakaway Live, because of its installed virtual audio cables that it has, will let you set it up like this. And you'll lose my audio, but just look at the settings. We're going to route the microphone to Breakaway Pipeline 1. Then we're going to send Pipeline 1 to Pipeline 2, which goes to the Mumble input. We're going to send Pipeline 1 to Pipeline 3, and then Pipeline 3 connects directly to the sound card. So it's a circuitous route, and it's just the way that it has to be done. And it's low enough latency that you can kind of get away with this. It's a little bit of a workout as far as the settings go and having to route through 3 different cables, but Breakaway Live does have the function all in itself to get this done, so you can send both input from your pedals or your side tone externally to the computer, and also use a desktop CW sending app like YPLog or CW Type or FLdigi. Let's take a look at the settings now, then I'll explain them a bit when you get the audio back, but this will shut down the audio for a second. Okay. It looks a little confusing, but it's not that difficult. The idea is you can only have each part of the hardware sound card connecting to one virtual audio cable. Then that virtual audio cable can connect multiple times with other virtual audio cables. But I can't dedicate multiple virtual audio cables to one piece of hardware. For this instance, the mic input or the REALTEK output sound card. So only one virtual audio cable can connect to each of those. So that's why we have virtual audio cable 3 connecting to the REALTEK HD output to the sound card. That's why we have the microphone input connecting to virtual audio cable 1. On Mumble, we have line 2 for the Mumble input, and for the output, line 3. So I can have multiple applications using line 3. So line 3 it comes in right here and goes to the sound card. And this one takes the input and sends it to the meter over here, which is the Mumble input. So this would be pipeline 2. So watch as I adjust. I'm going to put a side tone down. Actually use this memory here on my K1EL. Then I'm going to adjust and look at that meter on the right and watch it go up and down. Okay, now the one to the left of this is just how loud you want your side tone to be. So this keeps that isolated. Well, but on the right, that won't change that meter reading going to the Mumble input. So that's kind of neat. And it just takes the installation. Once it's finished, it'll already be set up. You may have to go into Windows. If you're using 48K, it will install as 44100. So you have to come in here and change it to 48K again. Once it finishes its install, so make sure all cables have the same sample rate and the same bit rate. Then you should be good to go. And because we had the settings in here, it locks it, so you might be able to just set it with the settings here and not worry about that. So it might be worth a try without going into too much trouble before you try this out. And Breakaway Live does have a demo available, and it's kind of fun to play with this. It's really interesting technology, and you see it has the meters. It's got a scope, VU meter, and a reference level, and a way to adjust each volume. This is from the microphone, so I just leave that one alone since it's already been set in Windows properties. So that's just another way to do the audio routing for setting up Internet Morse on ICW using the Breakaway Pipelines virtual audio cables and Mumble. Thank you for watching.